Yeah, my name's Rory Brown. I'm a videographer. I live in Bali. I've been living in Bali for 3 years, and I was in Lombok on the Gili Islands when the earthquake struck, filming a tourism piece for North Lombok, so the Regency.
Yeah.
And then when that sort of happened, we turned our cameras around and decided we needed to help. And when we could finally get off the Gili Islands, we got to the mainland and we just started pushing here on the mainland to get the message out, get the images, and push to social and get the aid and contact our friends in Bali and that sort of stuff. So that's what we've been doing.
And I was just wondering, I understand there's been 3 earthquakes, is that correct?
Oh, there's been heaps, man. There's probably, I don't know how many tremors there's been since the main one. Like, we've probably had, I don't know, probably somewhere between 30 and 50 quakes. We had 2 major ones yesterday, a 5 and a 6.2. And we were kind of recording live when the 6.2 happened in the village, which was pretty violent.
Yeah, I saw that on your thing.
That was pretty full on.
Can you tell me that personal experience at being in the epicenter of an earthquake?
It was like standing on like one of those bucking bull simulators.
Yeah.
We were sort of on the edge of the village at the time and not in between the buildings, but I mean that doesn't even matter because every single building in the whole village is completely flattened. So it was just chaos, lots of screaming, yelling. There was people jumping in the river and running out of the tents and just complete terror and mayhem. Really, it was frightening. And
how was that earthquake impacted since the other main one, which saw all the deaths?
We've had more deaths now since this last one, and there's still hundreds of people under the rubble in these villages, and there's still villages that are cut off and have had no aid, no government help, and no one to even visit them to check on them. So full refugee camps. Every single village we go to is completely flattened. There's nothing left in North Lombok. Not one building is standing.
And so why isn't the government declaring this a national emergency?
There's a few reasons why they haven't declared the national emergency. One is to save face, because they don't. Second, they declare a national emergency. They fear it's going to affect their tourism. The other one too, I heard today, is a certain amount of statistics about the amount of people that are involved in it or displaced.
Yep.
And I think they're trying to hide that figure at the moment because there's absolutely tens of thousands of people displaced. There's no homes in North Lombok left. So until the government declares a national emergency, they cannot accept foreign aid. And then they can only allocate a certain amount of resources to the effort. So there's about 1,000 people of total in the whole of North Lombok helping, and we're the only non-government agency that's been allowed to come in, and we're an Indonesian company. But it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, man. There's no resources. The first aid got here today. It's 4 days after the earthquake.
Was that agency? Agency Karma Project?
Yeah, Karma Project.
Yep.
Karma Project is a child protection agency working out through Southeast Asia. Karma Project was working in Bali when the Agung eruptions happened, and then moved into helping with the camps and the rehoming of all the people during that. And then there was an earthquake here a few weeks ago before this one, and they were actually here on the ground and working on that one, on the rescue and the efforts and all that sort of stuff, which got no media coverage. So when this one happened, the government asked them, hey, can you please jump across and help us with this one? So that's why we're involved.
How can people at home here in Melbourne and Australia assist you guys in any way?
Spread the message, repost all the images that we're putting out, our stories, follow the stories on my Instagram. I'm putting live updates of on the ground of what's going on. There's no media here, there's no media coverage. The best thing we can do is push it out, tag, repost, really put the pressure on the government and show the people around the world of how bad this tragedy is. And then as well, we can donate. Like the best company to donate to is called Team Action Ahmed.
Yep.
AMED, as in the place in Bali. They are the only organisation that has been allocated to do the collecting on behalf of Karma Project, and 100% of the profits are getting sent to us here on the ground to buy the aid, the equipment and the things we need here. So it's not like a spread fund, it's directly just for this effort here.
And so when you say North Lombok, I'm not really familiar with the island. I understand it is a tourist destination. Can you give me some perspective in how far, from the Gili Islands, for example, and if the tourist places are affected?
Right on it. Gili Islands are North Lombok. If you get the ferry to the mainland, that's where you hit Bangsar, straight across. It's a 20-minute boat ride. As soon as you touch that, that's every single building is down, and then every single building for an hour round to the east, and then all the way up to Mataram. Buildings have been falling in Mataram as well. So the devastation is so widespread, and it's not just like you go in, there's a few buildings down. It's every single village and every single building is completely flattened. There's no exaggeration. It's horrifying.
So what are the specifics that you're doing at the moment? Like, you're in Bali right now. What exactly?
When we came in, we came to help on our own, and we ran into the Karma group because I organised a paramedic from Australia to be flown over when I was calling the office, the Bali Bible back in Australia.
Yeah.
I organised her to get helied out here. She linked up with Karma Group, who they also helped get on a chopper, and then we linked up. So we put our skills to work. We've been using our drones for search and rescue, and also for surveillance and to find these camps. All these remote villages in the mountains are blocked off, so we're sending our drones up. We've got 3k radius. We can go as high as we can up on the roads, put the drones up and go as far as we can up and find these camps and these people that are cut off, save us time and effort. And then also we've been shooting it just for media, sending it to the news. The news doesn't want it, all that sort of stuff. It's gone around the world, and they just use minimal bits of what we've got. We're offering all our resources to them, and they still don't want it, for free. We've been on Channel 7, Channel 10, the BBC, companies in Europe, all sorts of people have been hitting us up, and we're struggling for him to get put on, anything more than a few seconds.
So what are your major concerns in the next few days?
Well, in the next few days here, the aid's starting to sort of arrive in. We need to do a shift change here because we've been on the ground here for 6 days now straight. We're not eating any food or water. We don't have. There's no food. Like, we're not eating meals. There's 2 days this week where I didn't have a meal because I missed breakfast here at the hotel, and we're getting back at 10 o'clock at night, and then we're having something to eat then. So we need to go back to Bali. We need to get clothes, get some food, have some rest, get the other guys to come in over, and then we'll just do a shift change.
And the best way to get to Bali at the moment, would that be by boat?
There is no boats running. We have to take planes or hopefully take a chopper tomorrow. There is a fast boat. We had run aid today, and a few of our crew went back on that fast boat. But tomorrow, I'm not too sure. We've had some people messaging us, being like, we've got helicopters and organising all this stuff for us, to the point where, okay, and then this is where we need to be, and then they go completely cold us, and it's just someone fucking with us, some sick fuck, just wasting our time and pretending they've got helicopters and organising the whole thing, and then just being like, nah. Yeah. The fuck is wrong with people, man?
It's crazy. I have just a couple more questions, not to keep you short.
Yeah, man.
How confident are you in the government declaring this a national emergency?
They're close, but we need to keep pressuring. We need to keep reposting these photos and these images to get out there. We need everyone to spread the word of the devastation here. They're trying to hide it. They've got to do it.
Is there a specific person in government that people should be targeting, or a page or something?
I don't know, man. I honestly don't know who it is in government that is blocking. I can probably find out for you, but just the more media and press coverage gets, the more pressure is going to come from the international people trying to offer aid, and then the pressure will be on. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I can just say you guys are doing an awesome job. Do you have any statistics you can give me? Any number of deaths, injuries, anything like that?
Well, as of yesterday, the official death toll was around 500. Yes. We're in villages here where they're telling us there's 10, 15 people still under the rubble, but we can't get to them. That's an unofficial death toll there, and there's hundreds of villages. So, that the actual death toll has got to be in the thousands. Thousands, man, easily.
That's insane. Well, yeah.
Yeah, injuries the hospital. There's no hospital here anymore. The brand new hospital they built is completely in rubble. There's a field hospital in front of it which we set up. So the basic medical, absolutely no facilities. So it's really hectic, man.